What's going on YouTube? It's Donnie B all day. I'm sitting here in the gym and I'm bringing you something special. I'm bringing you today the Buck Model 110 Infamous. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start by paying homage to youth soccer around the world, and I'm going to do a soccer throw-in from half court. So stick with me here. Money. Now let's go talk about a knife. All right, guys, we are back on track in my homestead. So, like I said, we are talking about the Buck Model 110, the single most famous pocket knife ever made. You have every single person on the planet over the age of 5 has either seen, held, used, or owned this knife or a knockoff of this knife. This thing came out in 1963 and pretty much became the most popular knife on the planet from that point on. And why? Because it's worth it. It's like 4 3/4, I want to say, or something like that, while it's closed, and I think it's got like a 3 7/8 blade somewhere in there. It's pretty good size. It's nice. It fills my giant hands, and it's just awesome. You got the diamond wood scales, which has been used forever. The steel is just awesome. USA, Buck made, 420 HC, and it is sharp. How sharp? Well, let's find that out together. Oh my goodness. I literally just brushed this across my arm, and check that out. And I know right now there's a bunch of kids from a soccer team looking at this and going, ew. So let me speak on that real quick. My daughter's soccer team, Team Scream, is in a Cape Cod tournament this weekend, so I needed to give them a little bit of luck. That's why we started the way we did. They're going to dominate this whole thing. And why do I say they're going to dominate? Because they always freaking do. They're awesome. It's what happens when you're coached well, coached great. They have the best coach on the planet. So here's the thing. We're going to get into this, but I just want to say Team Scream, Team United, Team Lightning, all three of these little Agawam teams, get out there, hit the Cape run in, score, play a little defense because that helps too, and just tear it up. But have fun, and everybody come back safe in one piece. All right, so let's get back to this. It is so freaking perb. I mean, this thing is awesome. It's literally, there's a reason for the fame, right? And what can we compare it to? I don't know. I had one out here. Here it is. I almost lost it. This is the Case Mako. Now, I don't know if you guys can see, but there's like a nylon sheath right here that the Buck came in, and it's a good nylon sheath. It's thick. It's got Buck, you know, on it, and so it's a nylon sheath. But here's the case, right? The case comes in this gorgeous yellow leather yellow sheath, and here's the difference between the case and the Buck, right? Look at the size of the Buck. It's massive. When you're talking about a folder, a lockback, the Mako and the 110 are the two greatest styles of this knife. And here's the deal. If you want one big, buy the Buck. If you want one a little smaller, buy the Case. These two knives right here are the best variations of this knife, right? So today, however, we're all about the Buck 110. And how are we going to start the Buck 110 off? Not with basketball. We're going to start with can slicing. So let's go get that done. All right, so I have little doubt that this sharpened, and I mean sharpened, Buck steel is going to cruise right through this can, but we're going to do it anyway because that's what we do. All right, so let's whiz on through this thing here. Oh my goodness. That is one of the best can slices ever. That is almost dead in half, and that is super clean. Look at that. I mean, just freaking buck beautiful. But we're not stopping at a can. Let's go cut some more shit. All right, guys, so here we are at the stump, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna do the some drops. You know, we wanna see, now remember it's a lock back, and it's a heavy lock back in the rear, right? This is where all the weight is back here. So to drop it straight and not have it fold over would be a trick. So we're gonna see exactly how far off the balance is from rear to front, simply dropping it. Bonk. So being so heavy in the rear, I have really no thoughts of this coming down straight. The balance is just here. Now the thing is, when it misses and it clinks around, you want to make sure that these pins aren't going to loosen, and these pins are awesome. Now you're talking about it's a mix of steel and brass. It's the frame. I didn't even show you guys because I'm freaking mental, but the frame is brass. All the ends are brass. This is a solid piece of brass. This isn't this piece of brass connected to other brass. No, that's one solid piece. Your spine, your lock spine, your blade spine, all steel, right? Here's your lock is steel. Very, very easy to use. Now, how do we open it? Obviously, we can do the pinch and pull, or you do the thumbnail and pull. And just like the case, this one is not going to rip your thumbnail off. Awesome job making this easy to open for what it is. And I know if you guys have ever had a cheap version of these and you put your thumbnail in this little groove and tried to pull it off, you're going to be bleeding from your cuticles for 3 weeks because they suck. This does not suck. So let's make sure it's nice and tight, and doing pretty good by just giving you some quick tosses down, and see how that old clip point bites in there. It bites in there great. So you can hear that solid hit. I mean, this is freaking tight. Oh my gosh. Now we want to make sure that the tip's not going to bend on that. We want to make sure the scales are going to stay on nice and tight, and we want to check the lock, right? So we're gonna bang on it. Do, 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 do. Okay, so did it close on my fingers and cut off my fingertips? No. Does it still open and close? Yup. It still locks? Yup. This thing is built, I'm talking, this thing is built solid. If you were gonna equate any lock back to a Mack truck, this is the freaking one right here. Now it does have a false edge, right? It is a clip point. So it's not a prying knife, however, it's an absolute, this is like King Whittler right here. You can whittle all freaking day long with this damn thing, and it's just so sharp. Let's take some of this vacuum hose, and we're gonna look at this. I mean, just, I don't know, I'm pretty sure you can see what's happening here, but I'll get you closer. Look at that, just, it sears right through. Not like Sears and Roebuck right through, but it just cruises right through all this hard plastic, rubber, and thickness. It's just so simple of a cutter. And does the edge get affected by any of that crap? No, because it's the freaking Buck 110. And if you think that is going to damage the edge on a Buck 110, well, then you don't know much about the Buck 110. So let's get a little, holy mackerel. Did you see how easy it was to just take wood off of this stick here? So now, let's get it nice and tight so we can, man, those are so fine, they're just falling off. Let's go, we'll go some short ones. That way we can try and salvage some, because normally what will happen is, you know, if you're feather sticking and they're all doing what they're doing now, they're hitting the ground, you just pick them up and you use them. But you can see, I mean, they're so thin and so light and fluffy that once they fall off, forget it. But you make a nice little pile, you scoop it all up and you make your fire. So let's do the old Joni Loves Chachi, you know what I mean? We're going to get a little carving action here, and that is pretty simple, right? If you want to put your name into the wood and, you know, profess your love on a tree, then I'll tell you what, this is pretty simple to do it with. It's just an awesome carving knife. It's an awesome whittling knife. It's an awesome, you know, name in the tree maker. It's just, it is what it is. It's just a great, great knife. It just, I mean, it bites in so well, and for a blade that's light, it shouldn't be taking this much wood off per stroke, but it does because it's freaking buck 110, guys. So what are we gonna do with this thing? You know what we need to do? We need to go find some 1-inch tree type stuff and go chop it down. And then I really want to do something that I've never done with a lockback on this channel before. I want to use the spine to break branches, because that would be stupid with an inferior lockback, because if you hit a branch and the lock gives way, there goes your freaking hand. But this knife is so great that I have insane confidence that I can bust branches with this spine and not die. So let's go check out to see if I'll end up in the hospital. Damn, I'm so easily attracted. I'm distracted. I'm making my own language here. All right, so apparently the mower couldn't reach us because it was up against stuff. So what do you say we just use it as a weed whacker? I mean, guys, check this thing out. This will control your garden. And check this out over here. I have a mini 1-inch tree just growing in. Oh my goodness. I just dropped a log on my foot. So look at this. Look at this. Oh, let's keep going. All right, guys, so we have some 1-inch tree survivors that are growing new branches. This is one I cut a while back. That's why it's so short. What we're gonna do is we're gonna give it a quick shave. All right, we're gonna knock off all the little stuff. That goes pretty easy. Let's see. Oh my goodness, this thing is so sharp. I don't even need to keep this from wobbling to hold it to make accurate, precise slices. And check that out. This is a folding knife, a small folding knife, and we are just cruising through this stuff. I mean, look at this. It's just awesome. It is just awesome. Hey, look, I have another one right here, right? Let's go from the top. Let's knock that piece off. Let's knock that piece off. Let's cruise that. Let's cruise through that. Let's cruise through that. Let's cruise through that. Oh, this thing is awesome. So now, let's see. We got to make a trap, right? We want to catch some game at the campsite. We got some stuff coming in, so we're going to dig a pit, and we're going to take that pit and we're going to put spikes at the bottom, and we're going to cover that pit real loose. I'm not even on frame, I don't think. And we're going to cover that pit real loose, so when an animal walks by, it falls down and lands on these spikes and it dies. And now you eat. But this thing, holy crap, it is the easiest carver. I mean, if you're like known as Captain Pencil and you love sharp pencils, this thing right here will sharpen all the pencils in your pencil box. You will have the coolest looking pocket protector filled with the most beautiful pencil points ever. So that's that. I mean, it's cutting down little trees, but I didn't show you the spine yet, so let's go hit some hardwoods with that. I was able to track down a little bit of hardwood. So here we go. I'm going to hold it spine. So the spine should, oh hey, look at this. That's the nylon sheath I was telling you about. It's embroidered buck right here with the cool little anchor. But that's it, just an embroidered little sheath. All right, so let's see if we can't cruise through some of this stuff. And of course we can, because, well, it's the freaking buck 110. So let's see, get some of this stuff out of my face. This is the spine of a lockback, guys. And I have no fear in this thing closing in on my hand and cutting off my fingers. The problem is I should have fear, but I'm not that smart. So, I mean, as you see, it's devastating. This was all right here just a second ago. This was all this stuff. I couldn't have done this a second ago. All right, but look at this thing, man. it's just, this is what it's doing. It's tearing it up. It's literally tearing it up. Look at this. I can reach in here, get rid of that one. This is the spine of a blade that can fold on your hand. And it's awesome. All right, so now I'm gonna turn around and use the edge on some of this hardwood, right? And oh my goodness, it is just a devastating edge. Now, if the edge is gonna get jacked up, it's gonna be from hitting stuff like this. This is, listen to this. That's hard. Actually, let's do some chopping too here. Let's do some chopping just to prove that you can chop with a buck 110, right? How thick is that? It's about as thick as the blade, right? And it chops straight through. Now let's see how much damage I did to this edge. Oh no, Buck, you're gonna have to fix this. Oh wait, no, that's just dirt. I'll wash it off. Check this out. This edge is freaking perfect. But here's the thing, guys. I showed you everything I planned on showing you except one thing. And if you watch my videos by now, you know what that one thing is. We're gonna throw this motherfucker. Let's go throw it. Okay, guys, so I think every single person collectively who works at Old House of Buck heard me say, let's go throw it, and they thought, Donnie B. All Day, what the hell is wrong with you? This is not a throwing knife. And I have to say, people of Buck, if you have not watched my videos, then you might not know, I throw everything. I will throw a shoe into a piece of wood. I don't care. So that's what we're going to do right now, is we are going to throw the old Buck. Like I said, Buck, oh my gosh, I can throw anything. So let's get some of the sap and crap and doodle and poodle off of this thing. No, I didn't kill any poodles yet. So here it is. Holy mackerel. That tip, mag-freaking-nificent. That edge, mag-freaking-nificent. These tight-ass diamondwood scales, mag-freaking-nificent. Team Scream, Team United, Team Lightning, mag-freaking-nificent. So, let's go put it on the rack. All right, YouTube. So here we have the Buck Model 110. Since 1963, this has been, I don't know what the hell that was. This has been the most popular wood scaled, brass framed lockback on the planet. They have sold a 250 kajillion of these, and every one sold was probably used for a long time. These things are just brutal, badass, tough, strong, amazing, sharp, crazy, badass folding knives. And that's putting it mildly. So if you're looking for an amazing lockback and you need something with some pretty good length to it, get this damn Buck 110. And here's the thing, you can go to any Dick's, I think you can go to Walmart, and you can find these, and you can get them pretty well priced. I mean, pretty well priced. For a knife this good that's going to last as long as it's going to last you, there's no reason this should be under 100 bucks, and these things are under 50. This knife, for what you can get out of it as far as usage, this thing should be $200 as far as I'm concerned, and I'm so glad it's not, because I had to pay for mine. That being said, guys, the Buck Model 110 is just all that and a bag of chips. And I don't mean those Udi's chips or whatever they're called. I'm talking like, this is good stuff like Lay's and Ruffles. So get one, man. Get one, and you will never ever be sorry that you own this knife. The Buck Model 110, phenomenal. So I am Donnie B. All Day, and until next knife.